Hello everyone and welcome back to the room. So nice to see such a packed and crowded room. I know that we're all really excited for what we're about to get into, and that's why the room's so packed. Everyone's got their Aperol Spritz in their hand. I'm loving it. We're about to get into one of the best parts of the day because we have our startup pitches coming up. I'm so excited to introduce you to Ruby Wallen, who's going to be taking us through the next part. So give a round of applause for Ruby.
Hey everyone, my name is Ruby Wallen and I'm an innovation consultant at Pioneers. Very happy to be here today. Actually, this is one of my personal favorite sessions as well. It's a lot of good fun. What we think sometimes at Pioneers is sometimes the startups get it a little bit too easy, like the jury members ask some kind of nice questions and a bit too constructive. And also we think the jury gets it too easy, so they get to be tough on the startups, but the startups don't get to be tough back on them. So therefore this is a format that we created just to kind of mix things up a little bit and have a little bit of fun. And actually basically it's a competition between the startups and the jury members. So basically the jury members are trying to embarrass the startups and say, this idea is bullshit, this is a loophole and so on. And the startups are trying to convince you that they're actually full of shit and they're raising pretty much some irrelevant arguments. So without further ado, I would like to bring on stage the jury members. So first up we have Gabby Cohane. Please give a round of applause. So I just want to mention to the startups, if you think it's scary pitching to him right here on the stage, actually you have it pretty easy because I heard that in his office in Shoreditch, he had 6-foot crocodiles. So I think that's much more scary than pitching right here. So all is fine. And then I would like to also introduce you to Amy Wu. She's from San Francisco. She is a partner at Lightspeed. And I was also asking Amy, what is something that I can tell the startups and the members to kind of make them feel a little bit intimidated? And Amy told me that she's killed a goat before. So that's pretty terrifying. And then I would like to also introduce you to Marcus Lang from Speed Invest. So I want to tell you something. Actually, Marcus was right here on the stage 5 years ago, pitching his startup idea and actually getting roasted. And ever since then, he's been holding this grudge deep down inside him. And I'm pretty sure that's even why he became an investor, just so he could come back as a jury on the stage. So just imagine all of this pent-up anger that he has now, and he's about to unleash it on these startups. So I feel pretty bad for them. But actually I met the startup founders and I think they're going to grill them back a bit. So actually I would like you all now to take out your phones because you guys are a very important part of the session because you're going to be basically deciding on whether the startups are the winner at the end of the day or whether the jury members. So I want you to go to sli.do, Slido. And then when you get to the home page, we need you to type in Pioneers 19. And go to the Launchpad stage. And yeah, the poll is going to come up when the startups are pitching. So now we'd like to introduce the startups.
Actually, we get a quick poll. How many of you are founders? How many of you are investors? Oh, we're fun.
Okay, awesome. I would like to invite now Harold from Ribbon Biolabs. We're going to mix it up a bit in this session, that's the point. Yeah.
Hi.
Good luck.
Thanks. Where's my clicker? Hello. Okay. Hello, guys. I'm Harold, as you heard, and I'll start with a question. Do you know how much money the pharma industry spends in synthesizing the drugs? That's 20 billion a year. In Ribbon Biolabs, we're developing a technology with the aim to reduce this by 90%. In this way, we could achieve the reduction of prices of medicines a reduction of cost of pharma, and of course, a lot of cash for us. I'll explain you how in a minute. For example, the production of the anti-cancer drug paclitaxel can be achieved in 3 ways, at least 3 ways. First, you could extract it from plants, which is a very inefficient method because their drugs are in very low concentration. Second, you could do cell suspensions and grow them, which gives certain level of scalability. And finally, you could take a synthetic biology approach, like we do in Ribbon Biolabs, and build the genetic parts that code for that function for those drugs and put it into microorganisms like bacteria or yeast, and then scale this up in a massive way. This is high cost efficiency. Let's look a little bit more into how this is going. So essentially, you start with a rational design of solutions, designing your genetic parts, then you synthesize them, which is where we come in. And then you put it inside a microorganism, which is then grown, and then you extract by purification your drugs. The bottleneck of this process is that DNA synthesis is really difficult and expensive, and that's where Ribbon Biolabs plays a role by improving this process. Essentially, the market volume of drugs, of approved drugs, is higher than 2,500 drugs in the market, which with a volume of 133 billion. This number is not important. What we care is what, as I said before, the 20 billion that are the productive costs, which for us is a market opportunity. In essence, all these 20 billions can be scaled down by 90%, out of which then we can act with a licensing model, develop solutions tailored to each company for each drug, and then split the cost of the production, which is way less than the actual costs. Of course, there are competitors in the market, especially in the DNA synthesis segment. Essentially, we're talking about companies that synthesize very simple molecules of DNA for which they cannot produce major drugs. Essentially, as a rule of thumb, the more complicated the drug, the more complicated the DNA parts that you have to build. So there's another company called Evonetics in Cambridge, which is actually developing something similar. I'm sorry? Yeah. Yeah, I'm discounting this time. They are great, that's actually true. Well, we're a team of 6, of which several of our scientists and a project manager. Essentially, we are a 1-year-old company. We plan market entry in a couple of years, and we have raised 1.5 million, and we're preparing for the next investment round of 500,000. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Hey guys, you guys follow me on Twitter. You guys follow me on Twitter, and I'll be glad to be roasted.
I just want to let the jury know that you guys need to turn on the heat because the audience is telling you to roast them hard.
Okay, good.
Obviously, yeah, well, I mean,
Let's see.
Like you mentioned, you're going to enter the market hopefully in a couple of years.
Yes.
How are you going to survive until then?
So we have now 1.5 million, and we're raising the next round. We have secured seed funding with AWS plus other grants, and we have already investors on board, namely ISTCube and TechNet, and yeah, mainly public money, though, right? So you need to raise like significant amounts of money without having proven something. We have proven. We are developing the prototype, but we have proven we're scaling the infrastructure of it.
So just a quick question. You said that you put your stuff into microorganisms.
Yes.
So you're creating like a weird Frankenstein's monster bacteria that's going to infect the whole world with crazy shit, make loads of money for pharmaceutical companies, and kill the arse out of the research and development industry, correct?
No.
Because like 20 billion, you're going to fuck it to 2 billion, loads of people lose their jobs, and you create horrific diseases that like infect the whole planet, right? That's your business model, right? You're like an evil fucking genius, right?
That's
He's
what
evil,
happens
people.
when you
He's
pitch
evil.
to investors that have no clue of the segment they're talking about. No.
I think Evil Genius is giving him a lot of credit because I kind of like lost interest after the second slide when I saw all the biology on a slide, and that's approximately when 75% of the audience also took out their phones. And so for the people who actually were listening to the product, I would love to understand a little bit better how you're actually, the connection between the $20 billion of spend and what your company actually does.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Thanks for the question. It's subtle. So essentially, we are synthesizing DNA molecules, right? We make DNA molecules. That's what we actually produce. But these DNA molecules per se do nothing. So it's like a genetic component, like a resistor or like a transistor. Itself, it's nothing. Once you put it into a circuit, you can make a radio, a computer, and so on. That equivalent is a microorganism. It's a bacterium, which is contained in a bioreactor. So no, it's not outside doing anything.
Say that. I mean, I don't believe.
Okay, no, but let's get back to the question. So that step is called cloning. When you go from the little.
She's mansplaining.
Come on.
Tell like this super smart woman, like
She's asking me.
I get that
She's
a lot,
asking me. Right. So it's okay. Explanation enough, or shall I go on?
Go on. Go.
Okay. Right. So when you put the genes inside the bacterium, then actually you can harvest your product. So the bottleneck is the DNA synthesis. The rest is actually a very standard part of the process, like cloning and growing and purifying. That's a pretty standard part.
But in terms of DNA synthesis, there's like thousands of competitors, right? So what makes you special?
As I mentioned, most competitors are focusing in very short strands of DNA. We're talking a few
There might
hundred.
be a reason for that, right?
Yeah, it's hard.
No, I mean that they're focusing on the.
Yeah, it's hard to
maybe
do
the
it.
market-
It's hard to
okay.
do it. It's very hard to make molecules which are larger than 5,000 base pairs.
But there's like probably dozens of companies that have way more money, and you're saying you're the only ones then that can do it.
Okay, technically people can do it, but it's very expensive and it's not high throughput. So you can make one or two, and it's a project you do with a company. It's not a pipeline that you can actually produce them in a continuous and arbitrary way.
Yeah, but there might be a reason why all the others are focusing on different kind of models, right? Yeah.
No, it's a question. Let's say because the price scales up a lot once the molecules become long.
Yeah, but if it would be needed on the market, others would also focus on longer molecules, right?
Well, if they could do it, yes, but they can't.
So you're saying your secret sauce is that you're better from a technical point of view.
Of course.
Longer.
Longer.
So yours is longer.
Longer is better. How many tattoos do you have?
How many?
Yeah.
It's just one big one.
It's just one big one, okay.
So how many customers do you have right now?
We're not in market yet. We're still developing the technology. We are working with two, let's call it friendly customers.
Two friends.
Yeah,
Two
yeah.
friends and a PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Two friends and a PowerPoint.
That's right, yeah.
I'm winning.
$1.5 million raised. No
sorry?
customers yet. Still in development. Are you planning on getting a product out anytime soon?
Sorry?
Planning on getting a product out anytime soon?
A what?
A product?
Yes, of course.
What?
Oh, what? What are you talking about?
Revenue?
Yeah, and technically speaking, we can already produce. The thing is, it's not cost effective. So we are working to improve this to make it cost effective, and then we can actually sell without losing money.
And the others already on the market selling it?
Others who?
Like competitors?
Not at the scale we want to sell, not at the level of 5,000, 10,000, so no.
Okay, time's up.
All right, guys, thanks. Arabella. Thank you, Arabella. Sorry. No, why did I call you Arabella?
It's my middle name, but
There
I
we
don't
go.
know how you knew that.
Thank you, Ruby.
Awesome. Next we have Nivao Up, Vijay Ping, and okay.
No love.
You look a little bit nervous. Of course you're nervous. But who here thinks that he's going to do an amazing job pitching?
Notice? Hello.
I'll leave it to you.
Start the custom. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. Hello, everyone. Let me first share the fresh new message from Bloomberg. Okay. You guys, we will all have surplus charging capacity, which electric cars battery cannot fully utilize for a very long period of time. And at the same time, price and the limited range on a single charge continue to hold back the EV's mass adoption. Now, our company, well, we we are involved. So we are at this perfect right moment coming out with a commercialization-ready battery, which can do extreme fast charging. And there's a unit called SFC, huh?
What makes it extreme?
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to get to that. Yeah, okay. So you look at the Tesla.
More
Okay,
importantly,
look at the
who's
Tesla
your
range.
graphic designer? This is like fucking amazing. This is just beautiful design. Is it the same design team as who did Airbnb's design?
You know, I'm one man doing like 10%
Dude,
of
it's
doing
all
this
good.
job.
It's all love. It's all love. It's all love. It's beautiful.
Anyway,
I love
look at the 10 minutes. Look at the 10 minutes. Tesla gets 75 miles. We get 200 miles. Okay, that's a range problem we solve. And because we need smaller pack, so the price goes down, and we can use a smaller pack to run faster than our Tesla. So our status is we stay in the stealth mode for 2 years. Until last year, we started to sell battery sample to this guy, Renault, Audi, Volkswagen, and Porsche, and test whether we do have a SFC capability, which we pass. Okay, and now after this today, we're going to go to get more customer. Business model, we're going to sell as many extreme fast charging batteries as possible. Okay, and then maybe later somebody will say, okay, sell them. We're selling a technology licensing. And our team is a very experienced team, and while our competitors are struggling to scale up from the lab to the production, they are still struggling. We did it in a matter of 2 years. And myself, I'm trying to set out a global management structure, and also now trying to find a second development team. Oh, actually, this is Sam. And with that, I ended my pitch.
Wow. Where to start here? Where to start?
Okay, thank you. Well, this is a very good hug. I did fly 16 hours from Taiwan to for this. Yeah, but my comment is
your time's up. This is
It's our time now. I mean, where do we start? I think we all have a lot of thoughts about this. I mean, first of all, I don't know if you guys have checked out the website, but I really recommend you doing it because, that money is going straight to Nigeria because you're never going to see another cent again. I mean, it may be the best website we've seen as investors. And I have to say, this may be the worst put together pitch presentation I've ever seen amongst thousands of presentations I've seen. But I have to give it to you. You have legitimate customers. You have like 4 more customers than the last guy did. So kudos to that.
And probably 10 more friends as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Way more likable. Do you know what I mean? So what I love was a slide where, so if everyone's heard of like the MVP, right? Everyone's heard of an MVP. So when an MVP isn't enough, this dude has created an MVPP, right? Because let's just fuck with the whole language of the sector as well. And so I just want to be clear. You basically make batteries better.
Yeah, we are making battery cells, and it's a better one.
Batteries better. Mm-hmm. Okay. So if you literally came up and said, we make batteries better, and I am a real-life alchemist, which was my other favorite line from the... Like, you would have fucking won. You would have won.
So why aren't you a billionaire yet? It's working. It's 10x faster charged, cheaper.
No, not cheaper. Yeah. But it's the same price. It's the same price you're going to get from LG Chemical, from other guys.
And
so it's so you convert that, it's a 1/10 cheaper.
Yeah. A lot of blockchain, AI, VR, AR. No. And why didn't Tesla buy you up until now?
Actually, Tesla probably not our customer because this is a very technical question.
He means you won't understand.
Okay. Yeah. And Tesla has a very complicated, battery management system.
Okay, or any other
summer management system.
Tesla turned them down like 6 months ago, which is why, they're not good fits.
Okay, so, here, European-based car company, their counterpart of this system is, better fit for us. Let me put it that way. Yeah.
And what is not working right now?
Yeah. What?
What are the parts that are not working in your company right now? What are your biggest challenges?
People cannot believe battery can come out this way like we do.
Did not get this, sorry.
What?
I did not get this.
Well, battery is a very complicated, technology.
The problem you have is the problem you're trying to solve.
No. Trying to convince.
The biggest problem in the company.
Yeah,
the problem-
trying to convince people. People cannot believe that.
Yeah, but like,
only people inside of-
why do you need to convince them? You
Yeah,
told
I got a
us.
customer, so I need a customer to help me to convince them.
Okay, but you have a couple of customers, so it's fairly easy, right? Either your product works or it does not work. It's,
Yep.
Yeah. So,
But,
where's the problem then?
No. I mean, before this customer validate our product,
Okay. So it's not
It's very
validated yet.
hard to
So
convince
you
people.
don't know yet that it works.
yeah. No,
But do you know? Don't you know?
I do know, but
But others don't know.
Okay.
So yeah, let's get that business model slide back on here one second.
Yeah, there was a slide on the business model that you had, and it had literally just like a black slide with nothing on it.
yep.
Yeah. Want to tell me either why that was in there or what should have been on it?
No, because okay. If I have to
Still
put down
self.
all the options we discuss with the customer, it's going to be 10 lines. It could be like 4 boxes. I don't want to complicate it, that business model option to the audience.
Okay.
But
So it was
for
just
me,
like-
it's
it was
very
just
simple.
Like you should have. You forgot to press delete on the slide, right?
Yeah, no. So I said, sell,
They
sell,
either forgot
sell.
to press
Sell the
delete
sample,
or-
sell the sample, build a car, and then probably we license our technology. Yeah.
In other words, I think they haven't quite figured out the business model yet. Yeah.
That's why you're a fucking great investor. You can just spot that shit a mile away.
Well, there was nothing on the slide, so it was rocket science. So
I mean, anything else?
You guys has only 10 seconds left.
next 12 months.
I think you guys got grilled. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, next up we have the final picture of today's session. I know, it's sad. We have actually one of the coolest names I've maybe ever heard, Cosmin Cosma. Sounds like it's made up, is it? Okay. And you're from Finquare. Tell us more.
I'm from Finker, from Romania, and I want to roast somebody. Okay.
Woo!
At Finkware, we are in the business of putting open banking at work. Did you hear about open banking? Nobody. Oh, nobody. Open banking should increase the innovation in the financial industry and make us, through new players, have a better management of our money. Except that it's not working, yeah, and the implementation of open banking is very messy. If you are a smart-minded fintech and you want to do the world of finance a better place, you will have some big complexities in the technological part. Because each and every bank should implement open banking as they like, as they see it to do it. So we started 1 year ago from the same point, wanting to do a PFM so that a customer can use all the banks in a single application. And really soon we understood that there is a need for a solution to aggregate these data connections, thousands of data connections, so that the front-end application could work. And we ended up being an infrastructure business, a B2B infrastructure business, to solve this problem. So this is a technical slide. I know it's boring. Infrastructure business is boring. What we actually do, we are a middleware. We take connections from banks and financial institutions and make them available in a single pipe of data to front-end developers. In whatever technology they like and they seem better. But it is boring, but still this is a platform for innovation in fintech. And the new era of financial applications need this kind of infrastructure. Who needs this? Not only the fintechs, but also the banks, but also the enterprises, because if they want to stay on top in the new API economy, they also need aggregated data through APIs. On top of this, there's more. What we are also doing is wrap financial products and putting through APIs available to digital marketplaces so that the next Amazon for finance or the next Spotify for banking can make you a better life and make you more, give you more financial freedom. This is us. 30 years of management in banking, 25 years of IT experience with high tech, with enterprises, but still we look like a boys band from the 90s, isn't it?
You guys are, oh yeah.
It's like it's like New Kids on the Block. Actually, we like this kind of stuff. So we are ready together with our colleagues to rock and roll in banking.
So I'd like to start with understanding how you came up with the name, because I think whenever people see your logo, they think Fink,
yeah.
Which makes me wonder what ethnicity group you're offending with the name.
You're American, that's why you see it like this. Sorry.
Yeah, that might be a microaggression right there, or full-on aggression.
Here in Europe, we think a lot.
For us, when we invest in companies, it's super important that founders are really passionate.
Yeah.
That's why I loved so much that you mentioned 4 times that your company is actually boring.
Yeah. Yeah. But the unicorns seem very boring at the beginning.
Well, I disagree.
Okay. UiPath, you know UiPath?
I know
From
UiPath.
Romania, from my country.
Nice.
Yeah? Very boring RPA company doing some robots or something.
Well, but if you ask the UiPath founder if he thinks that his company is boring, he would probably still say no, hopefully, at least.
We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's it's really interesting that you've used the word, the French word for end, as a big part of your name, fin, because it felt like probably around slide 3, the whole kind of story was pretty much over.
Yeah.
Luckily, the great gag about the boy band thing, which, fuck, you stole that from me. That's a brilliant gag. And listen, if this doesn't work out, there's always an alternative career there.
I know. But we are talking about open banking. This is serious stuff with money. It's not like playing with the pussycat or with the crocodiles. It's the kind of thing that we do.
It's actually a very good point. In fact, if you wait afterwards, we're going to do a sponsored crocodile wrestle, and I'm going to see how this guy gets on with the crocs.
Yes. Hell awaits.
He's gonna put them to sleep with the pitch again, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I would definitely put this under the category of I have no clue what the company actually does.
Yes.
There's a lot of buzzwords out there. Open banking. I'm not sure whether it's like open platform banking. So could you explain a little bit more about what the customer use case actually is?
So, in fact, there is open banking coming. In Europe, there is also a regulation which is called PSD2 that makes for September, 14th of September, all the banks mandatory to open their infrastructure. But if you think of 6,000 banks in Europe, for a front-end application, it's very difficult to use that data. So you need a middleware, an aggregation part, which is very important for the innovation to be available in the front end. And right now there is this time when we don't have any customer, but still there are the fintechs which are playing like Rage Against the Machine. We gotta take the power back. And on the other hand, there are the banks which are playing like Green Day. Wake me up when September ends. So it's here.
What's your plan on getting your first customer?
Did he answer the thing about what the fuck the product is, though? Yeah, still. I mean,
So it's a solution, it's an aggregation solution. It's not crocodile. Yeah.
you You won with the crocodile joke earlier. Don't rinse it. Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. We're winning with that.
First customer. Any plans on monetization?
So we are discussing right now with some corporate banks. We were visiting Kennedy Wharf for some discussion with some global markets departments for even big American companies.
So first customer by 2022.
Yes, it might be 2022. For you,
Nice.
I believe for you,
Compelling.
it will be. For you, it will be 2022. For us, I believe it will be 2020 at the beginning of the year. And Raiffeisen might be one of them.
Do they know?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
You're a good
They
guy.
will find out.
They're gonna find out when he pitches them in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, so you're finished. Still have 30 minutes.
We're finished and you're Think. We're finished, you're Think.
Thank you.
Okay, I want you to stay on stage. Do we have the other founders? Harold? Is BJ Peng still here? So I have a quick question to the audience. Harold, where are you going? No, you're Harold.
Come back, yeah.
Cosmin.
Cosmic.
BJ's gone. I think you upset him
Well,
too
I
much.
think the first you left.
Give him a hug.
I think he left for.
I just want to know actually what the audience thought. Did the startups do a better job or did the Grill Masters get a job? So we're going to go to a classic clapping poll. This tech is always... Okay, so I want to know, do you think the startups did a better job or the Grill Masters? So give it up for the startups. That's all right.
Back then, when you were pitching, you were not enthusiastic at all, and now that really. Yeah. Did you get drunk, like in the meantime?
And what about the Grill Masters?
It's all good. It's all good. It's all about that.
Sorry, guys. Okay, thank you guys all very much. I'm going to hand it back over to...
What about the audience?
Woo!